All right, we're live right now at the Wild 94.9 VIP Lounge, making his Bellator MMA debut, even though I know you've been in the game a very long time. Roy Big Country Nelson, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
So can I share something with you?
Sure.
You were the first fighter that I've ever interviewed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, it was a pop band called Why Don't We? Just to kind of paint the differences.
Hey.
Which is good. I like this. This is cool.
Hey, I'm all about breaking into new demographics.
And you are. No, you are. So you got a big fight going on. It's your Bellator MMA debut. That's going to be September 23rd at the SAP, right?
Yes, San Jose.
Bellator 183. Talk to me real quick for those of us that don't know, like, when you make a transition from like UFC to Bellator, is it like that big of a transition? Like when I switched to a different radio station, you know, when we switch to radio stations, it's kind of the same. Does that make sense? Yeah,
no, the only thing I have to get used to is the gloves. The gloves are a little bit different than the UFC gloves, and Bellator's cage is circle.
Okay.
Versus an octagon. That's a big difference.
And then different opponents, obviously.
Yeah, but you fight all different opponents anyway, so it doesn't matter left or right.
Are you guys using 4-ounce or 8-ounce gloves?
I don't know. 4 ounces. It should be 4 ounces.
Okay. Cool. Talk to me about the. I honestly I don't know anything about the guy that you're fighting. I'm sure you do.
No, I don't. I'm going to meet him, on September 23rd.
Yeah.
I'll be live and free on Spike. Was it
Spike TV?
9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. And make sure you have DirecTV or Dish to watch it live. If not, you have to get the Spike app.
Or just buy tickets.
Or buy tickets.
You can go to the show.
If you're on the West Coast, yes. West Coast, yes,
right.
For sure.
So, like, I'm sure before every fight, you study who you're going to fight, obviously. I mean, you look at their strengths and their weaknesses, right?
No, because if you're a good fighter, all you do is just worry about you, and then he has to stop you. If you worry about him, then you'll be worrying too much about is he going to hit me hard? Is he going to do this? Is he going to kick me? And then if you're worrying about what he's going to do, then next thing you know, then you're thinking way too much. It makes it way too difficult. But like Javi's a great fighter. He just knocked out Sergey Karnatanov.
Yeah.
And Sergey knocked out Overeem Verdum. He's like the name and Javi knocked him out in 15 seconds. So we'll do MMA math. That means most likely he'll try to knock me out. So we're just going to, take that way where I don't have to watch film to know that he's going to try to knock me out.
Wow. So you just kind of prepare the same way for every single fighter.
Yeah, I'm just going to go out there and win.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Why try? This is what I'm going to do.
I love it, man. I love it. So people say that you're like, what's the word that someone used? Colorful? You're like a really you got a really big personality, right? And in a good way, like that's a good thing. Like you're really about the people.
I don't know. I think I'm fan friendly.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
You care about your fans.
I care about my fans because they're the ones that pay the bills.
No, I like that. That's what I'm saying. You said you spent. Man, I read somewhere that you spent the most, and correct me if I'm wrong, you spent the most amount of time in a ring than any other heavyweight fighter. Is that right?
For the UFC, I'm the most watched heavyweight. I'm also the most I've spent the most time in the ring than any other heavyweight that on the UFC roster, and past, present, future. So I'll definitely have that one for a minute, especially, and plus I haven't done the drugs.
Do you get nervous at all now? Like at this point, I mean, you've been doing it so long, but does
No, you definitely get nervous, but the thing is you don't really get nervous about going to work because at the end of the day you still have your family. Sunday's going to happen. You fight on Saturday, Sunday's still going to happen. So you can only get nervous so much because I'm a procrastinator, so I only worry about getting stressed out on Saturday or Friday.
Is there? I've always wanted to ask someone that does this. Why did you decide to get into this in the first place?
The reason why I actually got into fighting was it's actually a bizarre thing because actually a UFC fighter, kind of made me mad, and he was.
Can you say his name? No.
No. He owed me a couple bucks, and I figured I'd just go get his money. That's basically how I got into fighting.
So someone made you upset. He was already a fighter. He made you mad, so you wanted to basically prove your point. For lack of a better word, you wanted to get into it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm going to go take your lunch money.
How'd that go? I did that. How'd that go? Good?
I'm still fighting 14, 15 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I didn't know that story. That's good to know, man. Is there something that people don't know about you, man?
No, I'm pretty open book. You asked me a question, I can tell you pretty much that would be the colorful part.
Okay. Well, I mean, is there something that maybe you haven't shared with anyone? Like maybe, I don't know, it could be like music that you like. You know what I mean? Like, for example, do you listen to country, listen to hip-hop? Is there something that...
I listen to all sorts of music. Good music's good music. Doesn't matter what it is. So I can, listen all the way from Neil Diamond to, like, the Rolling Stone. Like, I'm old school all the way to some hip-hop, like, some Jay-Z. Like, it doesn't matter. As long as it's good music, I'm okay with good music.
Speaking of country, why the name Big Country? I get why big, because you're a big dude, but
you know what? Big Country came from, like working out with some guys, and I was beating them up wrestling wise, and they thought I was like from Oklahoma, Iowa, like from like one of the old top 10 wrestling schools. And I'm born and raised in Vegas, and the more I fought it, the more they kept on giving me the name Big Country. Oh, you're Big Country. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm from the city. And they're like, no, you're Big Country. And then that stuck.
Just kind of stuck with you.
And hence this whole thing coming on.
Yeah. I like it. Well, this is your signature thing, man. It's cool.
To go with country.
Yeah.
To go with the show business part.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so your debut, Bellator, of course, MMA. I mean, you're excited. Is it just, are you feeling the anticipation? Making the move.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be back with Spike and Viacom and Bellator, just because, first of all, Spike is the one that launched MMA to the masses and public back in, I think, was it 2004. So I think if they can do the same thing that they've done with Bellator, and then plus bringing myself over, I think we can take Bellator to a whole new light, and that's what I'm excited about.
Do you ever feel bad when you're fighting someone and like really beating them up? Do you ever like? I always wonder. Do you ever feel bad, or maybe even after the fight?
Bad.
Yeah.
The only time there's only one time I ever felt bad, and it was beating up one of my legends, Big Nog, or Minotauro Nogueira.
Okay.
He was a UFC champ, Pride champ. When I knocked him out, because he was like your idol, like
sure.
He's the guy, and then I knocked him out, and that the only reason why is because I knocked him out, and I was like, dude, that's my legend. I think that's the guy that I looked up to, and and I felt bad.
But you guys connected after that, and like, hey,
yeah,
man, no,
we still have, you did, but it was just more the, after that fight, I was just like, like it was just defeating for myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those like, I won. It was just like, I just beat my life.
You were like conflicted.
Yeah.
It was good, but it was also bad because this is your guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of fights, was your first fight with Kimbo Slice? Is that right?
No.
It was not right.
No.
It's not right.
That was the first one on Spike TV that broke records.
Okay. Well, thank you for correcting me. What was that like, though? I mean, just fighting.
You know what? Beating Kimbo, like for me, I actually just I didn't really beat Kimbo up. I just put him in a crucifix and just made him cry uncle, pretty much. Like, and the only reason why I did that was because he was my roommate in the house. So
really,
yeah. So I got to share. I had to sleep at night. It's like sleeping with your wife. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah, well, I don't think people really realize that you have like you have bonds, you have relationships with some of these people. I think a lot of people just think you fight them and that's it. Does it make sense?
Yeah, no, it's not a street fight.
Well, it is in a ring, but I'm talking about the relationship like outside of the ring. Like,
but it's not a street fight. Street fight, I'm going to win, and then basically I don't care if you win, die or not.
Right. Okay.
So in the ring, we all know how everybody has a family. It's sports. Like playing basketball is just a little bit rougher.
Yeah. Well, that's a good example. Okay. Speaking of fighting, dude, what about? I just want to get your thoughts on the McGregor Mayweather. I'm sure people ask you that before. I'd love to get your opinion on that. What'd you think?
It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a good circus.
Yeah. Right. But you knew that Mayweather was going to win at the end of the day because that's...
Yeah. No, the only time was I was talking to this guy named Danny, and he was predicting that Conor was going to win, and he really had me convinced. And I was like, there's no way.
There's no way.
He's like, I feel it in my bones. And he had like this Irish hat, and he's like, no, we got the look of the Irish. And I was like, no, you don't.
Is it because you're taking a fish out of water? You just can't replace experience? Is that why?
No, it's two different sports. It's like, we'll use the same sport, Canadian football and American football.
Got it.
Two different sports.
Got it.
But still the same sport.
Would you ever have any curiosity maybe getting into boxing?
Of course.
It's safer. Well,
no,
maybe not. Maybe not. Okay.
No,
I retract.
MMA is
I'm
way
sorry.
safer because if I really don't like it, I can go, sorry, time out. Boxing, they go, you know what? We're going to give you 10 seconds. You just kind of gather whatever you got going on. We're going to do it again.
Got it.
MMA, we go, oh, I'm good.
I never thought about it like that, man. It's good to know. Okay, so Bellator 183. It's going to be September 23rd. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Also, Spike TV. That's going to be, 9? At 9?
9 o'clock Eastern,
Yeah.
8 o'clock Central. And if you're on the West Coast, you buy your tickets. And the first 5,000, I guess you get,
Let's talk about this.
what was it, a Fedor Emelianenko bobblehead.
Yeah, show the people this. So the first 5,000 people, right?
You get first 5,000, you get this bobblehead. And then if you go to the next fight, my championship fight, then you get a Roy Nelson bobblehead.
There you
But
go.
that hasn't happened yet.
It will happen.
Will happen though.
Very cool guy. He is for the people for sure, man. You're very easy to talk to. Appreciate the time.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. September 23rd, SAP. Get your tickets, Ticketmaster.com, Bellator 183. I don't even know the name of the guy. We don't even need to know your opponent. It's all
No.
about Roy Big Country Nelson.
Exactly.